And we're rolling. It's good, people. Boy Trill back with another yoga session, sequencing back and coming up the body. The last two videos were lumbar and hips. Now we're gonna be going into hamstrings. Like I said before, this is a trunk of your body, so you gotta make sure your foundation and your trunk is strong. So we're gonna be starting with doing some lumbar, lower back, yoga asanas, poses, stretches, whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot. I'm getting to a tangent. That's gonna be another video. Hips. We're gonna be doing some hip openers and stretching the hips with the asanas and poses, and then we're gonna be getting focused into the hamstrings. Now, hamstrings. Most people's hamstrings are very tight, especially when the younger you are, the tighter they are. But depending upon the activity that you do, depending upon the stiffness of your lower back and your hips, they can be tight as well. I've met people that have not as tight hamstrings, but everything else is something. But if you have the three things in your trunk pretty much aligned or feeling the same or more coherent with each other, things are going to feel better for you. So that's why we're doing this, to see what we can do to get better and where we at. So we starting off in this seated Sukhasana. Remember, control your breathing. Big breaths through the nose, out the nose. Spine is straight, giving space between all the disc and the vertebrae. Chin is parallel to the ground, straight forward. Hands could be down onto the knees or facing up in a receptive position. Your shoulders should be above your hips. Always know to align. So if you feel like you might be out of place, just slightly align yourself. It doesn't take super huge jerky adjustments or gestures to do so. Deep breaths. Lay down into our mats. Boom. Legs out wide. Arms to the side, fingers out wide. Then bring your ankles to touch or as close as possible. You're going to raise the right knee up, close to the chest, and then lace the fingers around the shin. Bring your shoulders back and down. Bringing the knee into the chest as much as possible. Flexing the right foot. Deep breaths. Flexing the right foot gives some much needed airflow through the shin. From when we're walking. One more deep breath. Exhale, flex the foot out, unlace the fingers, stretch the right leg out. Inhale, bring the left knee in. Exhale, interlace the fingers. Bring your shoulders back and down, bringing the chest, knee into the chest, flexing the left foot. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Flex the foot, unlace the fingers, stretch the leg out. Adjust yourself, relaxing the shoulders, keeping the arms up onto the mat less so. Bring the knees in. You're going to bring your arms to counterbalance. We're going to give ourselves a twist for the Jathara Parivartanasana, revolving stomach posture. Exhale, gently drop the knees to the right. Keeping your shoulders onto the ground. Placing the right hand onto the left knee. You're going to be gazing down the left arm. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Bring the arm back to counterbalance, pushing back up. Using the core. Everybody has a core. I don't care what size you are. Everybody has one. Inhale, big inhale. Exhale, drop the knees to the left gently. Placing the left hand onto the right knee. Gazing down the right arm. Deep breath through the nose, out the nose. Remember to relax the neck and the shoulders. Bring the left hand back. Come back to center. You're going to interlace the fingers around the shin. Both shins. And bring the shoulders back and down. Bringing the knees into the chest. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. This time we're just going to relax the feet. And this has to do with the next pose. Everything comes for a reason. If you like, you give yourself a rock, gentle rock from side to side, massaging the spine into the earth or into your mat. And come to a still. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the arms to the side, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat. Now if you have blocks, you'll be placing your blocks into the sacrum, or the sacral of the body, right here in the middle, right close to the gluteus. What is that? It's not the maximum. The top, right on top of the glutes, the higher glutes. And then it's going to be tapping the top of the lower glute, the higher glute, but mostly onto the spine. Right, where the spine and the hips meet in the iliac area. Gonna make sure the soles of the feet are onto the mat flat. And instead of being right at shoulder, in line with the shoulders, we're gonna step it out a side step, possibly an inch or two, depending on how big you are compared to your size. So if you're bigger, you're gonna do a little more. But what the idea is, you're gonna be pushing through the arms into the shoulders. You're not gonna be turning your head to the right or the left. You're gonna be, as much as you can, bringing your chin into your chest as we're pushing up, thrusting the hips up. Pushing up, boom. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. You can stay here, or if you're more flexible and able to, you can scoop it. You can grab your ankles, and making sure that you're pushing up. Shoulders going to be rolled and tucked in. Remember, no turning the head from left to right. And deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Making sure the toes are facing the same way as the kneecaps. Nothing outward or aligned. Remove your blocks. Unlock the shoulders and lower it down. Adjusting the shoulders, becoming relaxed. And stretching the legs out. Right and left. And we're going to be rolling onto our right side. And we're going to be we're going to be like your auntie watching TV on the bed, and you're going to hand that remote. So we're going to be placing the hand right into the back of the skull, making sure that it's not on the side. but in the back of the skull to make sure you're cradling it. We're going to be aligning our elbow with our body, straight like so. Pretty much watching TV. This is really how I interpret it, and this is how it is. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be turning our right foot facing the ceiling with our toes facing the ceiling. We're going to be placing our right hand up. This is a good time if you have straps. The easier part would be you'll have your strap, wrap it around your big toe or your feet, and be stretching the leg up. If not, if you don't have straps, make sure that you're just pushing through the left side of your body to make sure that you're not weeble wobbling and not falling down. Yes, I said it. Toes facing up, right hand to the ceiling. You're going to be bringing the right leg up, grabbing the big toe with the right index finger and the thumb. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. This is Anatanasana, endless bed of Vishnu. Good stretch for the inner hips, inner thighs, into the hammies. Unlock the fingers from the toes and gently drop the leg down. Turn the toes back to center. You're gonna lay your head back onto the arm and roll back onto your back. You're gonna bring the knees into the chest. Just a slight Apanasana, shoulders back and down. Deep breaths. Just 3 this time. Unlock the fingers from the shin, stretching the legs out long. Now we're going to be rolling onto our right side. We're going to be doing an auntie pose. This is what I'm going to call it for right now. Your hand is right onto the skull, down into the side of the head. But cradling your head to where it's safe. Aligning the body, knowing that from the elbow down into your ankle that you're aligned. So make sure you're aligned. You're not wobbling, leaning to the front or to the back, but align as much as possible onto the mat. Making sure that your shoulder to shoulder, if needed to be, and that you're pushing through on the right side of your body onto the earth. We're going to be facing the toes up to the sky, the left foot toes up to the sky, left hand to the ceiling, and we're going to gently bring the left leg up, locking the index finger and thumb around the big toe. And if you have straps, you're going to bend the knees, bringing the leg up, wrapping the strap around the foot, and gently bringing the foot up, stretching the hamstring, pulling it out as much as possible. The idea is to stretch as much as possible and eventually being able to become more straight as time goes on. Do not force anything. Do not hurt yourself. It makes no sense to do so. Deep breaths. Gently drop the left leg down. Toes facing the wall. And roll back to your back. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet up, elbows onto the mat, pushing ourselves up to a staff position. Now this is going to be for the lower back and to the hamstrings. Making sure our legs are as flat as possible, spine is straight, shoulders are over the hips. Control breathing. Legs close as possible as much as you can, or that would be ankles to touch, because I know everybody can't do that. I learn people, so I know how to, spine straight. Gonna inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. If you have blocks, your hands will be to your blocks with your head to the knees, dropping that weight of the head to the knees as much as possible. If you aren't able to keep your legs straight, just bend them slightly and drop the weight of the head. But if you can, as much as you can, keep your legs as straight as possible. Pulling yourself in gradually as you take deep breaths. You're now feeling the warmth in the lower back and into the hammies. One more inhale. Exhale. Drag the fingers up the legs, coming back into Dandasana staff posture. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm going to turn. Stay where you're at. You're going to bring the soles of the feet to touch as much as possible. For Baddha Konasana, interlocking the fingers around the toes with the thumbs around the big toes. Sitting up straight. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Now we're going to drop the weight of the head on the last exhale. Pushing the elbows onto the knees gently. Dropping the weight of the knees onto the mat as much as possible. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Last inhale, inhale. Exhale, come back up. We're going to straighten the right leg out. It's going to be at a slight angle. We're going to bring the sole of the left foot onto the right thigh. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, keeping the spine straight. Turn to the right foot and exhale, dropping the weight of the head onto the knee as much as possible, grabbing the foot. If you're not able to, place the hands onto the floor. If you have your blocks should be on the outside of the right foot and the inside of the right foot, dropping the weight of the head down onto the knee as much as possible for Janusirsasana or knee to head posture. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Exhale back up. Exhale, bring the arms back down. Now we're going to have the left hand and we're going to plant it onto the floor, to the mat, depending on how you are. You're going to plant it safely, keeping your shoulders strong and locked, making sure that it's not whimsy to fall. And we're going to be pushing up using a left leg as balance onto the ground. We're going to be thrusting the right hip up at an angle for our tripod, like so. Boom. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. This is opening up the chest. Like I said, thrusting up to the hips and stretching the obliques as well. Exhale back down. Boom. And the right leg in. Stretch the left leg out, bringing the sole of the right foot into the left thigh. Inhale, lift the arms up. Turn to the left. Your block should be on the outside of the left foot and the inside. Dropping the hands onto the blocks or bringing your hands onto your foot. Dropping the weight of the head to the knee as much as possible. Deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms up. Return back to center. Inhale. Exhale, lower the arms down behind you. Now we're going to be doing the same with the right arm. We're going to be stabilizing the right hand, making sure our arm is steady within the shoulder and the elbow area, making sure not to lock in, but to make sure that it's stabilized and strong. We're going to be thrusting up, pushing up through the left hip, coming up for our tripod this way, stabilizing the right leg. Left arm should be over your head. Feeling a good stretch in the obliques and the lats. Inhale and exhale, lower back down. Boom. I'm going to straighten the right leg out. Our leg should be out to the right, out to the left, even. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale to heart center. Spine is straight. Now we're here for equal angle posture, Samasana. Making sure that our legs are as flat as possible. If they don't all the way drop down to the ground, just make sure that you have a slight bend. But to try to always keep the notches of your hips relaxed as much as possible and breathe through. Deep breaths. Keeping the spine straight, shoulders over the hips. Controlling the breath. Now you're going to have your blocks in front of you for this next one. We're going to be inhaling, lifting the arms up. And exhale, drop your arms to the blocks and drop the weight of the head onto the ground or to the mat as much as possible. Feet on the wood, people. Deep breaths. Gently just walk your hands up your block or on the ground as much as possible. Deep breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, drag the hands back up. Hands to the heart center. Prayer mode. Spine is straight. Gonna bring the legs back in. Seated Sukhasana. The spine is up straight. Hands to the receptive mode. And know, people, that these are only the floor positions. We are just getting started. We're walking through the basics, if you will. Foundation is key, and I feel like the more that you start on your foundation and on the earth, the easier it'll be when you get into the other things as far as standing poses, balancing poses, the more difficult things. Spine should be straight, shoulders over the hips, deep breaths through the nose, out the nose. Know that you have stretched your hamstrings very well, along with the hips and lower back, and your foundation is strong and secure, mobile, and ready to go about your day and move about the way. Your arms can either be on your your arms can be on your knees, hands in receptive mode, or hands to heart center, shoulders back and down. Remember that the spine is straight. Deep breaths. Just feeling the integration of the mind. relaxing everything. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. So now that we have a great stretch within the hamstrings, good stretch and knowledge and stretching of the poses of the hips and the lower back, the next video, yoga wise, because I got more things, is going to be for the obliques. And like I said, we're going to be moving up the body in more ways than one. Peace and blessings, love, more to come. Throughout this coronavirus, remember to be poised and stay calm. This is why I do what I do, because even throughout the madness and how I even think throughout this, because I'm going to go on into another video with that, but something inside of me is like, just stay calm. So I've known in my experience, in my young life of being 28, to listen to that little voice and stay calm. So remember to stay poised. And when you've been poised, there's more peace. And that brings on a power that cannot be explained. Love. Ooh, boy, I be preaching, boy.